Hello, everybody. Evan here, along with my co-caster Braden.
What's up,
We're
everybody?
back with another video. This time, we're going to take a bit of a break from talking about Survivor and Big Brother and talk about 3 game or reality shows that we think deserve a revival. We're also going to talk about who we think should be the host of each one. The first one we're going to talk about is The Mole, which aired on ABC from 2001 to 4 and then aired a 5th season in 2008. The premise of the show is that a group of contestants would have to complete a series of tests, and each test they complete will add money to a group pot that one of them will eventually win. One contestant, however, is a mole that's trying to hurt the group's chances by preventing their success, all the while deflecting suspicion from themselves. Each week, the players will take a quiz based on who they think the mole is. Some of the questions include, what was the mole's role in this task? What type of music does the mole like the most? And is the mole male or female? The player who gets the worst score is eliminated from the game. Sometimes they'll also be offered exemptions for completing a certain role in a task, like passing more missions than everyone else or being the winner in a team game. At the end of the game, when 3 contestants, including the mole, remain, the person who identifies the mole and answers the most questions correct will win the game and all the money. The reason why we think this show should be revived is that it could definitely work well with a few modern twists. ABC, which aired this show, launched a similar show called The Hustler. The only difference is that the show is trivia based. Like Survivor and Big Brother, I think they could update the show with some new ideas year to year. We also note that like Survivor and Big Brother, which we talk about in most of our videos, players can form alliances, lie, and backstab. Only difference is they cannot vote each other off. The show was originally hosted by Anderson Cooper for its first 2 seasons, Ahmad Rashad for the 2 celebrity editions that aired in 2003 and 4. He's a football player, by the way. And John Kelly, who is a television presenter for season 5. As much as I would want Anderson to host it again, I also think he'd be an all right host for Jeopardy. And he also said he doesn't want to do it again. So I'm going to go with Craig Ferguson for this one. He's the host of The Hustler. And I think his mischievous personality that he displays on that show could easily work on a show like this. Anderson had a similar one in his 2nd season. All right, Braden.
All right, the second show is Canada's Worst Driver. And the fun fact, the reason why they stopped making this show is because they already know who Canada's Worst Driver is, and his name is Evan.
You all haven't seen Braden
Right
drive
there.
yet.
Oh, I am the best driver. The premise,
Not.
8 contestants, oh, I am too. 8 contestants nominated by friends or family compete in a series of driving challenges, including parallel parking, knowing your limits, and reversing, all things that Evan can't do. To avoid the title, the players must improve their driving through the challenges and training in ways that matter to them. At the end of each week, if they haven't crashed and died, a panel of experts and the hosts decide who graduates from the show. At the end of the series, when 3 contestants are left, after 3 final challenges, including the public drive, the panel decides who is Canada's worst driver. And we all know it's Evan. Why the show should be revived. Most shows brought to Canada do not last long, but this show lasted 14 seasons. And Evan was voted worst driver in every single one of the 14 seasons. All of them.
No, it's 7-7.
It's easy to see why. There's entertainment, drama, and it is a great show to unwind with family.
Yeah, sometimes I can definitely see people making bets on how long the hero car of the series lasts before getting completely wrecked. It's usually like a $50,000 muscle car.
And the host, Andrew Younghusband, and he needs to be brought back. He's got a cool wave hairstyle, which is pretty sick. It looks like like an animal kind of. He can be funny at times. He was great at interviewing and getting to know the contestants. He was caring for contestants when he needed to,
Like
as
more
well
emotional
as as well as brutally honest if he felt someone should not be driving, like he did with Evan.
ones.
At the same time, he would be proud of drivers who went the full mile to improve themselves.
All right. Also, once before Survivor started allowing Canadians on the show, I'd once said that if Canada had their own version of Survivor, that Andrew Younghusband would be an all right host for the show because I think his personality could easily work on Survivor. Number one, I think you're all going to agree, minute to win it. The players will have to play a series of 10 progressively difficult games using household items. Each game, they're allowed 60 seconds to complete it. Passing the game moves the contestant closer to winning the grand prize, while failing the challenge will lose the player a life. Losing all 3 lives ends the game, while completing the final level wins the player the grand prize, which in the original NBC version was $1 million, and in the revival on Game Show Network, it was $250,000. Both are pretty good amounts of money, and I'd be fine with either one of them. But obviously, I prefer $1 million. If you were a regular viewer of Minute to Win It, then you remember the excitement that surrounded the show, such as playing the games around the house. In my case, it was the one where you had to stack the nuts on top of each other with a bolt.
I
The one
like
where you have to move the
the
cookie into your mouth.
oh yeah. I like the spaghetti one where you had to
Oh, the
like
one where you have to put pasta in your mouth and get the 5 penny.
yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
And
Holding Minute to Win
the
It themed
playing
parties. Even watching the show with friends or family was exciting enough. And there was a video game for the Wii and DS. And me and Braden, we had teachers at our grade school actually hold Minute to Win It themed parties. None of mine personally, but one of them I would eventually have, and she still had a couple of the games, so I would play them when I had a chance.
I also like the one where you put the like empty tissue box on your back and you like twerk and try to
Oh, to
get like
get 8 ping pong balls out.
yeah, that was cool too.
This is also a game where you could really save some stuff in your house, like empty tissue boxes. Like, it'd be a fun show to do at home with friends or
Yeah.
family. The show also really expanded the format beyond just seeing how far players could go. Ways that the show altered the format include playing head-to-head matches, like a best out of 7, the last man standing, where they had 10 contestants and they narrowed it down to 1 eventually, and an opportunity for the audience member to play Super Coin, the one where you have to bounce the coin off the table into a water jug for $1 million, etc. It was also cool seeing families play the game, and the episode where 5 children won $500,000 and got to play for $1 million was pretty exciting and a little bit edge on your seat. You were thinking, are they going to be the first $1 million winners? They had 3 lives going into that final round. And before the show added 2 safe levels at 1,000 and $250,000, contestants who failed to pass level 5 left empty-handed. And the 2011 season brought back 2 players who left with nothing another chance. They actually won 125 and $250,000. The show was originally hosted by Guy Fieri on NBC's, probably the one people my age know more. And
Yep.
Apollo Anton Ono hosted the Game Show Network version. While we feel that both of the hosts were solid, we think Guy Fieri is slightly more memorable among our generation, partly because his version aired on a big network, NBC. Part of the reason why I also think that too is because I didn't have access to Game Show Network, so I didn't watch the revival very much. I had to wait for a rerun to air on another network. If the show gets brought back, we think that some suggestions, other than Guy Fieri or Apollo Anton Ono, include Terry Crews, who's from America's Got Talent, and he's also on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We think his personality would work for this show. And also, Braden's got a pretty good line that he said about Jeff. My man, Jeff Probst.
My guy right there.
Like, his Survivor personality could easily work on a show like this. Or even a Survivor Big Brother contestant. I'd said Joe, Malcolm, Ozzy, or even like maybe Tyler or Victor from
I
Big
think
Brother.
Tyler would do a really good job.
Like, I think Ozzy would be good too. And we said CBS because I don't know if Jeff would go to NBC because Survivor airs on CBS.
True.
Whereas NBC airs America's Got Talent and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. All right. All right. So thank you very much for watching our video today. Feel free to comment your opinions and any other shows you think should get a revival. I'd love to hear your opinions, and we're both open for a little bit of a debate. Especially he is.
What does that mean?
But thank you very much for watching our video.
Guess what?
And we'll
I always
see-
tell about Canada's worst driver.
Okay. All right. And we'll see you in the next video for more Family Feuds.